Hello, everybody, and welcome to SMUD's presentation with Feria de Educación. My name is Liz Miranda, and I'll be going through a SMUD presentation where you'll get to learn a little bit more about SMUD. So first, we'll take a quick stop and learn a little bit more about me, who I am, where I'm from, and what I do at SMUD. We'll get a quick review of who SMUD is. You might know us as Keeping the Lights On, but what more about us is there? We'll also get an inside look as to SMUD's culture and what we do to cultivate engagement between all the different folks that we have working with us. We'll also stop to take a look at a great event that we're having all of the month of October, which is our SMUD Career Exploration Month, where we'll be having various workshops and presentations for you to learn even more about careers at SMUD. We'll also explore specific jobs at SMUD that we have to give you more exposure as to the kinds of career opportunities that we have. And lastly, we're going to focus on all of our internship and scholarship opportunities so that you know about them, so that you apply and take advantage of them, so that you can help get money to pay for school or even land a job with us as a summer intern. So a little bit more about me. My name is Lisette Tovar Miranda, and I am the Workforce Outreach Coordinator at SMUD. So what does that mean? That means that I serve as a point of contact with schools, students, community, organizations, nonprofits to help expose them to all of the different career opportunities that we have at SMUD. The same with all of our internships and scholarships. I am originally from Salinas, California. My parents are immigrants from Mexico. My mom was from Zacatecas, my dad from Michoacan. They worked in the fields growing up, saved up enough money to buy us a house. I was the first in my family to go to college, so I'm the fourth child out of five. And I was the first to go to college, and it was a really big deal when I left to college. Salinas is about 3 hours away from Sacramento. We have no family here, didn't know anybody. I don't think we had ever been to Sacramento before. So it was a really big deal for me, like, to leave home as a young Latina woman, to leave my house by myself and to move away to go to college. It was really, really rewarding for me to go to Sac State. It was super diverse. I got to meet really great folks, awesome professors, and I was really proud to be able to give my parents my diploma. So I graduated from Sac State with a bachelor's in government international relations. So a little bit about SMUD, quick pop quiz time. So how many employees do you think currently work at SMUD? About 1,600, about 2,104, 2,278, or about 2,500 employees? Well, the answer is C. So we currently have about 2,278 people that work at SMUD. Out of all of those people, how much do you think on average we get paid? About 89,000 a year, 98,000 a year, 104,000 a year, or 119,000 a year. So the average SMUD employee gets paid C, 100,000 for a year. So if you wanted to apply for a job at SMUD, where could you do that? Could you go to sites like Indeed or even like LinkedIn? Could you just message us on Facebook and say, hey, SMUD, I want a job, hire me? Would you go to smud.org and fill out an application or submit your resume there? Or can you go into one of our office buildings and fill out a paper application? So the answer is that you must apply for a job at SMUD through smud.org specifically. So what's your ward? So SMUD divides its area where we serve electricity to into 7 different areas that we call wards. So if you take a look at the map, can you identify what ward you're in? So I live in Natomas, so I am in that green area, Ward 5. So if Sac State is in ward number 3, which is in green, so all of our different 7 wards have a board of directors. Each one of our board of directors is elected by you, our customers. You get to decide every 4 years who you want to represent you in the area that you live. Since you are our bosses, right? SMUD is a nonprofit electric company. That means that we answer to you, our community. You get to tell the board, hey, we want SMUD to do this, and then the board tells us, and that's how we do our business. We always take into consideration everything you have to say to us, and the board guides what we do based on what you want done. So work culture. So SMUD has over 2,000 employees at SMUD, and we come from all different backgrounds, lifestyles, and experiences. And the way that we're able to connect with each other and kind of bridge cultural gaps is through our employee resource groups. So employee resource groups serve to actively engage employees and kind of under unifying purpose and mission. So we create like a group of community amongst ourselves so that we don't feel isolated or alone, so that we find people who have those common experiences or backgrounds with us. And then we help contribute to SMUD's overall brand by ensuring that they understand who we are and thus understanding who our community is. So we currently have our Black Employee Resource Group, BRAIN, which is our Asian and Pacific Islander Resource Group, Luna, who is our Latino or Latinx resource group, our military resource group, our parents resource group, our Pride resource group that supports LGBTQ plus folks, a women's resource group, and also a young professionals resource group. So all of these groups, anybody can belong to them as long as you just have to be as an employee at SMUD and you're able to participate. And again, make sure that our voices are heard and that we have representation throughout the company, and then as well that we're representing you in our community. So career exploration. So since COVID happened, we have had to shift what we're doing physically to doing things more virtually. So for the month of October, we will be having a career exploration month. It will all be virtual, so you'll be able to sign up for different workshops and presentations to learn more about careers at SMUD. So here is a calendar view of all of the different workshops and presentations that we will be hosting starting Tuesday, October 6th. We will have presentations where you'll get to learn more how you can kickstart your career at SMUD, what our entry-level jobs are, what the application process is, and how to apply. Sessions where you'll learn more about our internship and scholarship programs. We'll also have resume and interview workshops that you can have a really great resume to get either a job at SMUD or a job somewhere else. We'll discuss how you interview virtually, so we don't foresee physical interviews happening. So how do you do that virtually? How do you engage virtually during an interview? We'll also have some employees sit on different panels to talk more about their experiences and what they do at SMUD. So we'll have SMUD employees who are past veterans who used to be in the military to talk about how they translated their military skills into a rewarding job at SMUD. We'll have folks that just talk about their general, what they do at SMUD. So a cross variety of different folks across SMUD and what they do. We'll also have women who are in STEM. So women who hold jobs in science, technology, engineering, and math. So women who work in IT as engineers and accounting and finance, and how they help to support SMUD's mission in the work that they do. We'll also have folks from our skilled trades. So our folks who climb the poles, who fix your electricity, who drive our big like SMUD trucks, and you'll get to learn what they do and how they do it. To sign up, you'll just go to smud.org/careers, and there'll be a link there that'll take you to the calendar where you can sign up for every workshop or presentation that you'd like to attend. Careers at SMUD. Some quick, frequently asked questions when you're considering if you should apply to a job at SMUD. So we've already kind of answered how many folks we have at SMUD. So we have closer to 2,300 employees, and on average, we get paid over $100,000 a year. And why is SMUD a good place to work? SMUD has a super diverse and inclusive workforce, which is really great. It makes you feel like you're part of the family, that there's people there that look like you that work there. We also have really great benefits, and we truly do value our community, which is always our first commitment. We think of everything that we're doing, how that affects you. And what kind of jobs does SMUD have? So we have a variety of career choices, from jobs where you get to sit in front of a computer all day to jobs where you get to drive around and climb poles and fix electricity that way. And what should be on your resume? So when you're submitting a resume to SMUD, you should clearly demonstrate how you meet the minimum and desirable requirements for the job that you're applying for. And how can you prepare for an interview? We recommend that you practice the STAR method, STAR, which means situation, task, action, and result. So if you're asked a question during an interview, if you answer it following that method, you'll give a full, complete answer. Does SMUD accommodate people with disabilities? We absolutely do. SMUD is an equal opportunity employer, and we make reasonable accommodations whenever needed. Does SMUD hire veterans? We love giving our veterans an opportunity to work at SMUD. We just advise them that when you're writing your resume, just to make sure you don't have a lot of military jargon, so nothing gets lost in translation. So can people with criminal records apply to a job at SMUD? We encourage everybody who meets the minimum and desirable qualifications to apply for a job. If anything comes up in your background check, we take a look to see how long has it been, what was the offense, is there any conflict of interest, but it's not a deterrent to say that you wouldn't get the job. Is a college education or degree needed to get a job at SMUD? Absolutely not. We have a lot of great jobs and careers where you can get it by just having a high school diploma and supplement by having experience. And is SMUD currently hiring during this pandemic? And we are. We're not hiring as much as before or how we used to, but we still are hiring in some positions that are very critical. So when you're considering applying to a job at SMUD, you'll go to smud.org/careers. So the orange button will take you to all of our permanent full-time positions. If you're interested in a student job, you'll click search student jobs and it'll take you to all of our student or intern job positions. When applying to a job at SMUD, you have to apply by submitting a resume. So we don't have like a generic application process where you have to fill in blanks. Your resume is your key or like your ticket into getting that interview and getting the job. So your resume should clearly state and highlight how you meet the minimum qualifications that are on the job posting. We recommend adding an objective statement, which is about 2 to 3 sentences that describe your experience and clearly states how you meet those minimum qualifications right up at the top. So we don't have to go through and search in your experience to make sure that you have what we're looking for. We also recommend that you list all of your experience in chronological order. That means that you start with the most current job you have or have had, and then you go down the list that way. When including your education, make sure you include any graduation dates, any courseworks that you're taking that are relatable or can be used in the actual job that you are applying for. And when you're listing your skills, like saying you have Excel experience or you know how to use PowerPoint, make sure you list exactly how much you know about them, how good you are, so that we know exactly what level of experience you have with those skills. So here are some examples of some of the career opportunities we have at SMUD. So when folks think about SMUD, you think about the bill you get every month, right? You have to pay for the light that you use, the electricity. That's why mom and dad are always yelling at you, no apaga las luces, because every time your lights are on, you have to pay for that electricity. But have you ever thought about us for a job, for an internship, for a career? So here's some examples of some of the jobs that we have. So we have graphic artists, folks that work in communications and marketing and research to make sure that we're able to get across to all of our customers. Folks who work in customer service. So the lights go out, you have a question about your bill, and you call us, someone's going to physically answer the phone and give you service and help you out in any way. Engineers, they're the ones that kind of set up the grid, determine how electricity is going to flow, where it's going to go. IT is so super important. I think today, even more than it was a couple of months ago when we have to do everything virtually now. And then also how we keep everything, safe, cybersecurity. So IT is really, really big at SMUD. And then we have all those great skilled trade careers where say sitting in front of a desk for 8 hours a day is not your jam, it's not your thing, you can get really, really rewarding career working with your hands, keeping the lights on for our customers, and get paid good money too. So here's an example of more career opportunities at SMUD. We do almost everything in-house. So you can pretty much find a job for any skill set that you have, for what your major is or going to be, or for something that interests you. So we also have, graphic artists. So we do say all of these flyers, this presentation, the layout, we do all that in-house. We don't like send it out to some kind of graphic or marketing company to do it. We have our own graphic artists who do that. User experience specialists, those are the folks that are looking at our website, our app on that you can use on your phone to determine, how it's going to lay out, what it's going to look like. And then they look at all that background data. How often are you clicking at something? Are you having to scroll a lot to get to where you want to? Should we move something up? Because that's what people want to know more. And we also have, those customer service reps who are answering the phone, office techs who help support all of our departments and supervisors by providing, office help and work. Engineers, we mentioned, accountants, so we have to pay our bills, and that all happens through our accounting department, as well as environmental specialists, something that you might not think that we have at SMUD. But at SMUD, we have to make sure that everywhere we have property, if we're putting anything new up, substations, that we are protecting the environment, that we are compliant with state and federal rules. So we have folks that have backgrounds in geology, biology, chemistry that work as environmental specialists. Right, our line apprentices or our line workers, those are the folks that are physically climbing the poles and fixing your lights and keeping our lights on. And even all the way down to vehicle mechanics. So we even have our own car mechanic shop. We rarely send things out. They do things as simple as oil changes, tire rotations, to really, in-depth things like changing transmissions. We do all of that in-house. Some additional skilled trade careers that we have are telecom techs and line workers, electricians, cable specialists. So all the different skill sets to be in the skilled trades, we have pretty much jobs for all of those folks. So these folks are getting paid about $28 an hour and can go up as high as $58 to more dollars an hour. For these jobs, you usually just need either certifications or training that are offered at some of the community colleges or at specific like skill or trade schools. Some include like utility worker, a meter tech or telecom tech or heavy duty equipment operator. You also usually need to be able to get like a Class A license, and we'll help you do all of that. So again, if sitting in front of a computer isn't your thing, you don't want to sit there all day, you like working with your hands, we have some really great careers in that. So here is a view of our engineering path. If engineering is your passion, if that's what you want to do, that's what you're going to major in at school, you can create a really great career at SMUD as an engineer. So our engineers usually start when they're students. So you're either in your junior or senior year as an engineer, and you can work your way all the way down to a director. Our new CEO, Paul Lau, actually started as a student over 30 years ago, and he worked his way down all of these engineering paths as he gained more and more experience. He was a director, he was an executive, and now he is our new CEO. So he has had his career as a student all the way up to a CEO as an engineer. We hire from all of the different engineering types, so electrical, mechanical, civil engineering, as well as power system engineering and even telecom engineers. So as a student, you will start getting paid about $41,000 a year. And if you work your way down all the way to a director level, you can end your career at SMUD getting paid over $200,000 a year. So here's more information and descriptions about all of the different engineering types that we hire, and then a little write-up about what they do. So if you're interested in any of these career disciplines, you can get a better idea if you were to be, say, a civil engineer at SMUD, what you would be doing. So now to our internships and scholarships. As mentioned, SMUD hires students every summer to come and work for us to gain skills. And then we also have a scholarship program to help you pay for school. So for over 25 years, SMUD has had a high school internship program. Every summer, we bring about 25 high school students from our Sacramento area to be able to come and work at SMUD, to gain some experience and to learn what it's like to work at a place like SMUD and to learn about all the different career opportunities we have. They get to work in all kinds of departments across SMUD, in our warehouse, our mechanic shop, with IT security, with our customer group and marketing and human resources. They come to work with us for the summer for 6 weeks. They get paid. So if you wanted to be a high school intern, you would get paid. And they're able, again, just to learn and build their professional experience at a young age. So this past summer, because of COVID-19, while we still had our high school internship program, we did have to move it virtually. We wanted to make sure that everybody was safe and that we were following all rules and regulations when it comes to social distancing. So we were still able to host our high school internship program virtually. For our summer 2021 internship program, we're still unsure if it's going to be held physically. If not, we're still going to go ahead and move forward with it virtually. Jobs for our summer 2021 internship will be posted in March of 2021. The only thing that you need to make sure that you meet to qualify is that you go to a specific school district the year that you're applying. So for 2021, students who attend schools in Elk Grove, Folsom Cordova, Natomas, or Twin River school districts qualify for our summer internship in 2021. If you go to Center, Galt, Sac City, San Juan, or the Sac County Office of Education schools or districts, you qualify for our internship summer 2022. So we rotate the districts every year just to ensure that we allow for every district to be represented in our summer internship program. We also hire summer college interns every summer. So we hire our college interns for 12 weeks. They also get paid. Their pay ranges between $16 an hour up to $24 an hour. And they get to work with a mentor at SMUD who they get partnered with. And that's the person that checks their work, assigns them projects, and makes sure that they're getting the most out of their experience. We also host socials, professional development workshops, and events where they get to meet other people at SMUD, like our executives. They get to have coffee with our executives to really be immersed in our SMUD culture during the short time that they are with us. So this past summer, we also hosted our summer interns virtually. We just gave them like SMUD laptops and they were able to work from home. They met with their mentors online, they did their work online, submitted it all virtually, again, to help with safety practices during this time. We still, again, aren't sure if next summer if we will still have either a physical or virtual internship, but we will be hiring interns next summer. So next summer, if you would like an internship at job, if you would like an internship at SMUD, we will be posting our jobs January 1st through January 31st of 2021. It's important that you apply for each and every different internship that you want to be considered for. So just because you apply for one doesn't mean we'll consider you for another. So make sure you apply to as many internships as you meet the minimum qualifications for. So come January 1st, make sure you check smud.org/careers and apply early. So every year, SMUD awards over $60,000 to local Sacramento area students with funds to help them pay for school. So we have had our scholarship program for about 5 years now, and we're proud to be able to help students pay for college. The only major requirement that you need to meet is that you must be a SMUD customer or your parent or legal guardian needs to be a SMUD customer to qualify. So the scholarship is a benefit to our SMUD customers to be able to qualify and to get the money to help pay for school. So if you're a student here in Sacramento and your mom and dad are SMUD customers, and say you decide to go to school CSUMB, right, Monterey Bay. So because you are from a household where your mom and dad our SMUD customers, even if you go to a school outside of the Sacramento area, you qualify for our scholarship program. The other requirements are that you need to be at least a senior in high school. So say you're graduating June 2021 and you're going to be going somewhere to school next fall, you qualify, you can apply. You do need to have a minimum GPA of a 3.0 and be enrolled like as a full-time student with whatever program you're in. So whether you're in an undergraduate program or a master's program. We will be posting the applications in April of 2021. So to apply for our scholarship, you would just go to smud.org/scholarships to apply. So thank you all so much for joining the presentation. We're now going to switch over to a question and answer session where you'll be able to get to ask SMUD questions about anything and everything that you've heard. And we'll also get to hear more about our internship and scholarship opportunities. So thank you for tuning in, and let's get to those questions.